Hello, there you are. I was looking all over for you and I found you. Good morning, welcome to today's live lesson. This is Keith from English Speaking Success. Today we're going to be talking all about business people. We'll be looking at the language, the vocabulary to describe business people, entrepreneurs, leaders. Lots of language, idioms and ideas, so you can talk confidently about this interesting topic. Excellent, great. Let's begin with a little bit of this. Hello there, good morning, and it's nice to be with you on this beautiful sunny day as we head into autumn. There's a real feeling that autumn is in the air, which makes me very, very happy. Great to see you. Today, as I mentioned, this is the topic. We're going to be talking about business people with a special focus on entrepreneurs, with some nice stereotypical pictures of entrepreneurs smartly dressed. Lots of them are not. But an entrepreneur, of course, is a person who sets up their own business. They like to work for themselves. So we'll be talking a lot about that today. In fact, let me just very briefly talk you through what we're going to do today. And also a reminder that if you are, I know that lots of you are on YouTube, please do subscribe and turn on notifications, okay, so you can find out about more videos coming up this way shortly. And a reminder, because some of you know me, some of you may be here for the first time. So my name is Keith. I actually run the website called the Keith Speaking Academy, which is this one over here. And if you want to check it out, there are lots of resources there about... I can't get it on. There are lots of resources all about preparing for IELTS speaking. Also, if you're interested, you can follow me on Facebook. You can join the Facebook group. It's the Keith's Mastermind Community for IELTS Speaking, and you can find out about us there and what we're doing. Fantastic, good. I'm just going to try and unlock this because it's not letting me do it. Never mind. Not to worry. Let's move on and let me go through and just say a quick hello. Who's here? Belen Mambo. It's my first meeting, but I follow all your videos. Great, nice to see you here. Vidushi, you are my biggest fan. Thank you very, very much. Great. We've got Islam TV from Uzbekistan. Great. Kushbu Jaiswal, how can I help you out? And we've got Haisha from Edinburgh. Nice, lovely, a beautiful place. I did my master's degree with Edinburgh. I was going to say in Edinburgh. It wasn't, because it was an online degree. I was in Malaysia at the time, but it was with the University of Edinburgh. Beautiful city, very, very nice. We've also got Chatura. Hello, good morning, nice to see you here. Emmy is here. Ahmed Fahim from Bangladesh. Nice to see you. Assalamualaikum. Great, lovely. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to take you through very briefly what the plan is. We're going to talk about business people, okay? I'll just get out of the way. So first of all, we'll look, I think, at vocabulary, business people, vocabulary about describing business people, talking about them. We are going to discuss, whoa, my mouse is all over the place today. What's up with my mouse? It's one of these Bluetooth mice, and it's not working as well as a wired one. We're going to talk about setting up a business. What are the steps to set up a business? Of course, our focus is on the language, but listen, if you're interested in being an entrepreneur, might be useful. We'll talk about entrepreneurs. There's a very famous one here. Excuse my spelling there. We're going to talk about questions for leaders, because all entrepreneurs at the end of the day are leaders, and some interesting information about questions. And Toolbox is here again, and Toolbox is where I dig into my box of tools for language learners to help you learn English, to share some ideas with you there. We are going to look at idioms for this topic. For example, I mean, do you know this? To go back to the drawing board. What does that mean? Nothing to do with drawing or painting. By the way, got a new painting up today. Lovely. Again, my daughter at work. And we're going to finish off with a quick review. As always, dipping into Kahoot to have a bit of fun and review the language we've seen. So stay awake, right? I'm going to keep you on your toes. I do not want you to nod off or doze off in this class, because I will be testing you at the end. So stay alert, my friends, as we talk about business people. Okay, lovely. So I'll kick off straight away. Let's begin talking a little bit about vocabulary, okay? Now, when we talk about IELTS speaking, vocabulary, business is a very, very wide topic. We have discussed business in the past, so I wanted to narrow it down to talk about business people. Now, it's interesting, right? I said business people. At first, I was going to call this businessmen. But then I thought, well, hang on. That's a very traditional and old-fashioned fuddy-duddy view of the world, thinking, only people who do business are men. It's not true, right? Lots of women do business. So we do have the word business women. It's interesting because we say businessman as one word, but business woman as two words. There are places where it appears as one word, but it seems to be most popular to have two separate words, right? I think what's interesting is notice the difference or similarity in pronunciation, right, of the plural, businessman, and the singular, businessman. It's the same. Businessman and businessman, it's the same. Although one is plural and the other obviously is a singular noun, it's the same pronunciation, because the man is with the schwa sound, businessman. Can you say businessman? And businessman. It's the same. It's clearer with women, right? Because it's businesswoman or business women. This is such a common mistake, right? People mispronouncing woman in the singular, woman, and women in the plural, right? Singular, business woman, and repeat with me the plural, business women. You smile twice, women, women, business women. Smile twice when you see business women, or talk about business women, because it's great. Now, nowadays, of course, the very, very popular word is entrepreneur, which we have stolen from the French, but we use in English a lot with an English pronunciation, entrepreneur. So an entrepreneur is a person who sets up their own business, basically. Their own business. Business, not buzziness, business. So that's an entrepreneur. It's a noun, of course. There's lots of other words becoming very fashionable now. So solopreneur is also becoming quite fashionable. As you can probably imagine, a solopreneur is an entrepreneur that just has one person working in the company, and that's the solopreneur. So where just one person is running their own business, it's a solopreneur. An entrepreneur may have 5, 10, 20, thousands of people working for them. Solopreneur is the only person. So he works, it's an entrepreneur working alone, let's say. Entrepreneur working alone. There are other words that are becoming fashionable. Maybe you guys know more than me. You probably do. But solopreneur, youpreneur is another one that's, I've seen. I'm not sure how mainstream it is. A youpreneur is an entrepreneur, actually a solopreneur, who uses their name as the brand. A bit like Keith Speaking Academy, right? The youpreneur. The name is the brand. So it's the you. You are the brand. You are the product. That's a youpreneur. This is not very mainstream. It's not very common. I wouldn't use it in IELTS unless you explain what it is. So if the word is mainstream, like very popular, like entrepreneur, that's great. If the word is not so common, like youpreneur, just be careful. You may need to explain it to the examiner, right? If they say, well, describe a famous entrepreneur. Okay, I'd like to describe somebody who actually is a youpreneur. And that, apparently, is somebody who uses their name as the brand. And the person I want to talk about is Mr. blah, 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 blah. Mr. blah, blah, blah. Right? So you may want to explain it. But I would tend to stick to mainstream words, popular words like entrepreneur, right? Good. I'm just checking in with you if you've got any other words. Right, we've got, great. Let's just share a few of these. CEO, says Vo, Chief Executive Officer, great. Sole proprietor, you could say, yes, is more of a legal term. Yeah, but that's absolutely right. Business lady, you could have, yes. Businesswoman, I think maybe that's more British, businesswoman, maybe, right. Olga, you want to be a solopreneur. Good luck, Olga. It's a great idea. Go for it. You really should do it. Any others? Just checking in. Right, okay. I can't see any at the moment. That's absolutely fine. That's great. So, CEO is another one. Let's just write that in so it's clear. Chief Executive Officer. There are other things like COO, Chief Operating Officer, CFO, Chief Financial Officer, but the one at the top of the hierarchy is the Chief Executive Officer. We can talk about a business tycoon is normally a business leader with a lot of money and a lot of influence, right? So it's normally a rich businessman, a rich and influential business person, I'm going to say, because it might be a woman. There are lots of female business tycoons out there. So CEO, it's a bit like, if you take Jeff Bezos, right, he founded Amazon. He was the entrepreneur who created Amazon. He was the CEO of Amazon, but interestingly now, he has stepped down and he is no longer the CEO because he's too busy flying rockets to the moon. So he has hired somebody to be the CEO for his company. Interesting. Business tycoons, maybe Richard Branson, right? He's a business tycoon. You've got Elon Musk, I guess, is a business tycoon. So a rich and influential person in their industry, let's say, whatever their industry is. So tycoon, not to be confused with a typhoon, which is a big wind, or just an executive you could talk about. There are lots of executives, right? An executive is not necessarily an entrepreneur. They're just a business person high up in the organization. Right. Other ideas? Thank you, Tang. Bill Gates is a business tycoon. Absolutely, he is, yes. Warren Buffett also, he is. We can talk about MD, Managing Director. Yes. So underneath the Chief Executive Officer, let's put Managing Director, because that's another one. Again, they're not the owner of the business, but they are an important business person. Managing Director. Managing, excuse me. Okay. Nicholas, thanks for your comment. Nicholas says, I've never been on the live lesson with this man, and it's so enjoyable. Hooray! Great. I'm glad that you like it. So other tycoons, we've got, who else? We had Jack Ma, right? Carlos talked about Jack Ma, another famous Chinese tycoon. Not to be confused with typhoon. Yes, thank you, Emmy. Which is a very strong wind, right? Mandeep says, is business tycoon formal or informal? Formal. It's more formal, yeah, business tycoon. You can use that in writing, in speaking, in both of those, yes. Is Donald Trump a tycoon? Oh, yes, absolutely, yes. He's set up his own business, he's an entrepreneur, he's extremely rich and influential. Yes. Elon Musk is a prime example. I love that, Rakim and John. That's beautiful, right? Nice English. Not a big example, but a prime example. What good English. Very, very nice. So Elon Musk is a prime example of a business tycoon. Lovely, great. Any others? Great, we've got a few here. We can talk about a business magnate. Yeah, maybe we could add that one as well, a business magnate. Same as a tycoon, right? Basically, lots of money, business magnate. Great. Founder, business founder, or co-founder. Yeah. A founder, a co-founder. Steve Jobs was the founder of Apple, I think. Or was he a co-founder? I think he was the founder, right? Great. Co-founder means that there are 2 or 3 people who set up the business together. Okay. Excellent. Also, we have COO. You're absolutely right. Yeah, COO is a Chief Operating Officer. I won't go through all of them. Thank goodness for spell checker. Chief Operating. Oh, come on. Is it my English or my typing? Hopefully it's my typing. Chief Operating Officer. Absolutely. Thank you, Tan Chong. That's great. So these are all different people, right, that we can talk about. Let's talk a little bit about describing entrepreneurs, because we've got different kinds of business people. Let's focus on entrepreneur and how we describe them. Now, it's interesting because when we describe people, you're giving your opinion, right? If you say Elon Musk is a tycoon, well, that's true, it's a fact. But if you say Elon Musk is an introvert, that's probably more your opinion. So you're more likely to say, in my opinion, Elon Musk is an introvert, right? Or in my opinion, Elon Musk is a great leader. Other ways of saying in my opinion, which are really nice to show off your language if you're doing IELTS speaking, as far as I'm concerned, so you've got as far as is as far as, can you say that? As far as, think of one sound, as far as. As far as I'm concerned, okay, so you can see the stress and the intonation, listen. As far as I'm concerned, brilliant. Repeat with me and get the stress on I'm. Repeat with me. As far as I'm concerned, nice. As far as I'm concerned, Elon Musk is an innovative leader, right? Or we can say the way I see it, which is, the way I see the world, in my opinion, the way I see it, Elon Musk is a great leader. The way I see it, or the way I see it, you can link the way the way I, sounds like a song, the way I, the way I see it, the way I see it, repeat with me, the way I see it, no, not the singing bit, don't go into your IELTS exam going, hello, Mr. Examiner, the way I see it, Elon Musk is, no, you're not being graded on singing. The way I see it, nice. The way I see it, Jack Ma is a great leader. Okay, excellent. So entrepreneurs, what do they need to be, right? In my opinion, entrepreneurs need to be, for example, passionate, persistent, creative, right? So notice these are adjectives. To have passion, the adjective is passionate. Passionate. Say with me, passionate. If somebody persists and continues and carries on, they are persistent. Again, say with me, persistent. Great, that's the adjective. And of course, creative is another adjective. So we're putting all this together, right? In my opinion, entrepreneurs need to be da 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 da. Or, you know, the way I see it, entrepreneurs need to be creative. What do you think entrepreneurs need to be? Okay, maybe give me a short sentence or a phrase. What do you think? And you can use different expressions here and different adjectives, but make sure we're using an adjective. Right. Entrepreneurs do not work 9 to 5. True. Okay, we've got some ideas. They need to be determined. So if you're not using an adjective, make it clear that it's a noun. They need to be a risk taker, right? They need to be ethical. Okay, great. So you can have adjectives, but if you've got a noun, put the a. Make sure it's clear. Great. What else have we got? Right, the way I see it, entrepreneurs need to be rich. That's interesting. The way I see, let me just help you out here, Tam Chong. You're here again. That's okay. The way I see it, and we're talking generally, right? You're talking about all the entrepreneurs. So it must be entrepreneurs with that plural, right? So the way I see it, you must have the it. The it is this thing we're talking about. So Tam Chong, the way I see it, entrepreneurs need to be rich. Okay, I totally disagree, but that's fine. That's great. It's a good example. Vikas says entrepreneurs need to be a leader, positive thinker, a positive thinker. Yep, very good, great. A burning driving passion to captivate their goal. Right, now that is good, but it's not to be, it's to have, right? So you're talking about entrepreneurs need to have a burning passion to captivate? No, not to captivate. You don't captivate a goal. You captivate an audience, right? But not a goal. What do you do with goals? With goals, you reach the goal, right? My Sam, it's a lovely example, right? So, in my opinion, entrepreneurs need to have a burning passion to reach their goal, right? That's much better. Nice. Thank you for sharing. That's lovely. Great. Chari says modest, kind, hardworking, born to rule, born to lead, born to create. Lots of different things. They're all, yes, yes, they're all there. Permissive. Meiqi, I wonder why they need to be permissive. That's interesting. But why not? Yes, resilient, says Rohan. They need to be resilient. Good. Pablo's got a nice one. As far as I'm concerned, entrepreneurs need to be responsible. That's lovely, Pablo. Great. Let's get some full answers. Sangkam says, in my opinion, entrepreneurs need to be punctual. Interesting. Why not? Yes. Rangana says, in my opinion, entrepreneurs need to be strategical thinkers. Love it. Strategical thinkers. Very, very nice. Yeah. And Albina says, I feel good, lovely. I feel an entrepreneur needs to be persuasive. Yeah. If they're going to sell you things, they need to be persuasive. And I don't mean just selling products. I mean maybe selling the idea as well, right? Lovely, fantastic. I'm going to share with you a website, and it's 50 words to describe entrepreneurs. And I'm going to share it with you for a couple of reasons. One is to give you some ideas, but the other reason is to be clear about adjectives. That when we say entrepreneurs need to be ba 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 ba, we are talking about adjectives or nouns, but you need to get the right word. Let me share with you this website. It's quite nice. It's from, hey, where is it from? Sweet. It's a startup website. It's a website about startups, sweet startups. And I've got the moderators, guys. If you could share the link with everybody in YouTube and Facebook, that would be great. It's called Sweet Startups, and then we'll put the link in the chat box. You can also get it later. So what we've got here, 50 positive words to describe entrepreneurs. So we've got, for example, passionate, right? We talked about. Now notice perseverance is a noun, right? Persistence in doing something, it's a noun. This article is very good, but it mixes adjectives and nouns and plural nouns. So just be very careful that when you're using the adjective, it's perseverant, it's passionate, persevering, having values, empathetic. To be successful, you need to understand your feelings and those of others. Skilled, again, hard work should be hard working. Creativity should be creative. Humility is good. Being humble. Selfless, good. Vision, okay, have a vision. So it's a very interesting article. You get lots of words here that you can use to describe entrepreneurs. Competitive, fearless, brave, and you've talked about some of these. Just be careful, be aware the difference between the noun and the adjective. But you can go and have a look at that. Got some nice vocabulary and some nice explanations there, right? Sweet Startups. We'll share the link in the chat box, and it'll also be on the notes. So just to remind you, right, at the end of the class, I take all my notes, put them into a nice little PDF, upload them on the website, and you can go into the website and get them, right? So it's good for you to take notes, but don't worry if you haven't got all the notes, because later you can go to the Keith Speaking Academy, which is keithspeakingacademy.com. You can just go onto the free live lessons tab up here, which is what you're doing now, and you can go and download the notes here. Music. Hello, it's Keith. So you can download the notes from the website, the Keith Speaking Academy. You've got all the notes from all the past live lessons, lots of materials and resources for you, okay? keithspeakingacademy.com. Just click on the live lessons. Great. Do that. Bob's your uncle. Now then, where were we? We were looking at describing entrepreneurs, right? So let me come back in. Excellent. Some nice ideas from you. Let's move on. I'm just going to add something here. I just remembered. Entrepreneurs, in my opinion, entrepreneurs need to be a visionary or to have a vision. So vision is a nice word to use, to have a vision. It doesn't mean that they can see, right? That's to have vision. This is to have a vision. A vision is different from vision. If I have vision, then I can see. Just make that clear, to have vision. But to have a vision, right, is I have not only a goal and a mission, but I have a view of the world I want to make real. There you go. That's some nice leadership talk. A view of the world I want to make real. If you ask any, I don't know, big entrepreneur, then like Elon Musk, for example, or Jack Ma, they will not only tell you their goal, but they'll probably have an idea of how they want the world to be. A world where everybody can move in an electric car, I don't know, or whatever it may be, where people can buy things seamlessly on the internet. So that's a vision, vision. The other expression is to lead from the front. And I think a few of you said they need to be a good leader. To lead from the front is obvious, right? You need to be in the leading position. You need to be in front and other people follow you. But we do talk about to lead from behind and to lead from the front. So a bad leader will lead from behind. Which basically is telling everybody, yes, go that way, you go that way, I'll go this way, you go that way. So many politicians we talk about there, they lead from behind. Basically, they're telling you where to go, but they're not setting the example, right? They're not setting the example, that's it. Not setting the example. Whereas to lead from the front is to set a good example. And lead, basically, lead and to be, follow me. To lead from the front. It's a nice little expression. Or if you want to talk about bad leaders, maybe some politicians, naming no names, bad leader will lead from behind. That's the wrong emphasis. Right, okie dokie. Excellent. Some nice comments coming in about this topic. Okay, we've talked about that, describing people. Let's move on and let me find what we're going to do next. I'll come back to my original plan here, right? Business people. What was next? Do you remember? Setting up a business. We're going to talk about setting up a business. Now, setting up is a phrasal verb meaning to start or to begin something, usually a business or a company or a project. So setting up a business. Let's talk about setting up a business. How to set up a business. I'm not going to teach you how to set up a business, but we are going to talk about it. So set up, right? Let's begin with that. To set up is to start or begin, right? But not example, not a class. You can't set up a class. It's normally a business, a project, or a company. So it's normally in a business context. Let's set up a startup. Okay, so there's the next one. A startup is just a new business. A new business. It's become a very fashionable word, right? Business. A new business or company. It's a very popular word. I think in the last 10, 20 years to talk about tech startups, because technology companies, well, they're controlling the world, aren't they? I mean, basically, if you between Facebook, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, they're basically controlling the whole world. So these technology companies have become very popular, and when they began, this idea of the slightly mad entrepreneur in his garage at home beginning a business, because it was so fresh and new, I think the word startup became very popular. So to begin a startup, we're beginning a startup. We're going to set up a startup. It just sounds fresh, exciting, young, and new. If you say, I'm going to set up a company, oh, all right, yeah, good. Oh, no, I'm going to set up a startup. Oh, really? Fantastic, great. What are you going to do? Well, I'm setting up a startup that's going to focus on blah, blah, blah. And everybody gets excited. But if you go, no, I'm setting up a company. Really? Okay. Yeah. Should we go down the pub? Nobody's very excited about it. So startup is the buzzword. It's the fashionable word. To set up a startup. To found a business, right, is to begin or to establish, let's say, establish a business, or to begin. To launch, somebody, who was it? Somebody had a launch, I just saw that. Rohan said to launch a business, as opposed to me saying to laugh a business. It's the autocorrect. Why does it think I want to say laugh? To launch a business is also a good expression. Yes. Brilliant. Yeah, KDI, we're going to set up a startup from scratch. That's a lovely expression. So to set up a business or to start a business from scratch is a great expression. And it means from nothing, right? From the very, very beginning. So let me just put that to start with nothing and from nothing. Well, from nothing, the idea is, right, is that you're not given lots and lots of money. It's not that you're from a rich family, but you have your own money and you start with nothing or from nothing. So to start from scratch, to start from the very, very beginning. The other expression, which is very similar, is to start a business from square one, which is basically from the beginning. So, for example, you know, if I buy a business from somebody and I take it over and I change it, then I'm buying a business, but it's not from scratch. It's not from square one, because the business already exists and I'm just buying it and changing it. However, if I set up my own business with my own money and from the very, very beginning, then I start a business from square one, right? Sometimes somebody will buy a business and they think, well, we can change it, but you know what? Let's just forget the business and let's start from square one. Let's just throw this away and start from square one. Start from the beginning, right? So these are all nice expressions we can use to talk about business. Great. Mohammed Maksud, let's start a business and a new company. Absolutely, we are going to do that in a moment. We are, great. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? Which is a nice expression, yes. Meaning, if you don't try, you cannot succeed. So have a go, basically. Somebody says, you know, have a go, set up your business. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If you don't try, you won't succeed. Lovely, nice expression. To set up a firm, says Abima. Yep, a firm or a company or a business is nice. from square one, from the drawing board? Not exactly. No, not exactly. I think these are two different expressions. I'm going to come back to the drawing board view a little bit later. To create a business, yes. Well, what else have we got? To establish a business, yeah, all those are good. Mohammed, again, I've set up with my classmates. Now, you need to be clear what you're saying here. I have set up, I'm assuming you mean that you have set up a business with your classmates. So you have to set up something, right? Set up a business, set up a project, maybe. So maybe it's a business, but maybe it's a project. Maybe it's an English speaking or an English practicing project. But you must say, I have set up something with my classmates, right? Fantastic. Great. Nice. Thank you for that. Okay, anything else? There's lots of other expressions, but we're going to move on. I'm going to ask you this question, right? How to set up a business. And I'm going to order your ideas. So I want you to write down what are the things we do to set up a business. Like number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and so on. Right? Think about the steps that you would take to set up a business. So you want to, hello, go away. You want to set up a startup. What's the first thing you do? Is the first thing to go and look for investment, to get a loan from the bank? Is the first thing to employ somebody, create your team? Is the first thing to make your product? What's the first thing you should do when you set up a business? And then what's the second and the third? Write your comments in the chat box, and I'm going to put them in some kind of order on the list, and then we'll discuss. There's no perfect, correct answer, right? There are suggestions, and if you go and look at websites about how to set up a business, they will suggest 1, 2, 3, 4. Another website will say, well, it's 2, 4, 3, 1. But more or less, you'll get the idea of what the order is. But there's no correct answer. But what's interesting for us is the language that will come up as we talk about how to set up a business. So, and also if you're going to set up a business, hey, you may get an idea or an inspiration, a flash of inspiration to help you set up your brand new startup. So I'll give you a couple of seconds just to start writing some ideas in the chat box, which gives me a moment to do this. My mouse. Dear, oh dear.
Ba-da-bshee-be-doo-be-doo-be-doo-be, bum bum bum.
I love that jingle, but it's a bit old. I do need a new jingle. Right, okay, we're going to put some ideas out here. Right, I'm going to go with Fatima, who says detect needs. Detect needs, and I think she means customer needs. Or the market needs, maybe. What does the market need? Detect customer needs. I'm not sure about detect. Detect customer needs. Possibly. I would probably, especially in spoken English, I would probably go for the phrasal verb, find out. Find out customer needs. Detect maybe, but find out. I'm going to put that first, okay. What else have we got? Clara says, I guess we often start at planning. So I'm going to put that, okay, make a plan. I'll put that as number 2. Yomna says, get a creative and groundbreaking idea. Okay, that has to be before the plan, right? In fact, you're probably putting that first, right? Get a, I'm going to say groundbreaking idea. I love that. A groundbreaking idea. That's nice. I like that. So we've got get a groundbreaking idea, detect or find out. Let me keep this simple. Find out customer or market needs. Somebody said do market research, which is a similar thing, and I'm going to put this here as well. Do market research, right, which we can also have. Then we've got make a plan. Let's see what else comes after that. Somebody says finance needed. In fact, a lot of people say finding investment. Right, let's put this down as there. Find investment. Now, would we find investment? Seaman says, yes, Seaman Gustav, good networking for finding investment. Yeah, so network and find investment. Good, I like that. So that's from, you can network, you can get a loan from a bank or from family, get an investor. Nowadays, we talk about angel investors, right? Get an angel investor. Why we talk about an angel investor? Because they're saving your life, maybe. So you can find investment from networking, get a loan, that's money you borrow from a bank, or get an investor, an angel investor, maybe. Brilliant, good. What else have we got? Learn the market, location, make the plan, inspiration. Okay, let's just share a few of these ideas, and I think these match. First of all, I would choose the area I could perform to be successful. Yeah, so that's kind of combination of 1 and 2, right? Is doing the market research, having the idea. Develop our business model. Now that's interesting. Yeah, that's probably in the plan, right? Make a plan. Create a business model. Actually, you don't need to decide, but sorry, you don't need to create, but you do need to decide a business model. The business model focuses mainly on how to make money. So in your plan, you've got an idea, you've got the market, you've analysed the market, you've seen an opportunity, and when you make a plan, you need to be clear about how you're going to make money. And there's lots of business models, right? You can have a online model where you make money online, retail model, so you'll sell to the customer, wholesale model, so it's B2B, you'll sell to other businesses, or if you're online, will you have a subscription model where you pay every month, right? There are different business models. So business models, we can maybe just make a note at the bottom about business models, because that's quite interesting, I think, right? Is it B2B, which is kind of wholesale, which is selling to companies, right? Or B2C, business to company, which is the retail idea. So selling directly, oh, come on, autocorrect. Selling directly to the customer. You know, is it an online selling? Is it a monthly subscription model? So there are lots of different business models about how you make money. The business model is not only about making money, but a significant part is how you make money. So you can talk about B2B, B2C, monthly subscription, etc., etc. Good. So let's come back to our ideas. Business model, market research, money. There you go. crystal clear, very, very simple. Eleftheria says, listen, money, sort out the money, the finance. Great, other things. No, Steve says number 6, adopt the project, research the market. So I think, yeah, research the market, I think comes much earlier. I think that's probably when you get the idea. The other thing I think is that often these are not linear things, right? I think when we're organizing, when you're setting up a business, we sometimes think it's linear, which means it's A, B, C, D, E. Doesn't really work like that. Often it's a bit circular, right? You start with your idea, you do your research, you then come and change your idea, you then make a plan, you do some research, you then change the plan, and it goes round in a circular way. So often setting up a business is circular rather than linear, linear being a line. Interesting, right? So adopt the project. Now, it depends what you mean by adopt. Do you mean to begin the project, start working? Maybe that's what you mean. I'm not sure. So start, or we often call it open shop, right? So open shop just means to start working. Yeah, let's open shop. Not necessarily a shop. Maybe it's any kind of business, but we say let's open shop. Let's start working. There may be other things we need. Well, yeah, this is a very good point. Gain some knowledge about what you're going to set up. So I guess that connects with the research, the market research. Timothy says, to set up a business, we need to come up with an outstanding idea. So we've got groundbreaking, outstanding, absolutely, yes. Florence says, go to the bank to get a loan. Yeah. Now here's one we've missed out. Mosen says, idea, yep. Plan, yep. Money, yep. Employees. So maybe, let's put this in as number 5, employees. I'm just going to help you with hire employees. What I wanted to say was the spelling, employees. Look at the spelling. Hire employees. Create a team. Unless you're a solopreneur. If it's just you, that's fine. But maybe you want to hire employees, create a team. The other one you may want, and I'm going to add this one, is find a place, right? So you need either a real office, or you can work from home, or an online space. But you need a place from where you do your business, right? Some kind of place, maybe a location, maybe a platform if it's online. But you need some kind of a place where you run your business, which means that number 7 will be open shop down here. Let me run this down. Can fit them all on the same place. Anything else? I think we're about there, aren't we? To invest. V says, well, people need to reach the potential customers. So yeah, of course. So you need to be doing marketing and selling, right? At some point, I guess after you've opened shop, that's when you're doing marketing. Do marketing. Do some advertising. Maybe that's your marketing, maybe not. Do some advertising and sell your products or service. Yeah, great. There's lots of extra stuff here. People have talked about feasibility study, right, which is testing, will your plan work or not? Are you in the right location or not? Capital, which is money, right? That's a good word. I'd forgotten about that word. Capital, let's add that. Find investment or capital, right, which is money. Excellent. Those are all really useful words to know, right? There's lots of things. Weigh up the benefit and the risks. Yeah, do a risk analysis. Absolutely. There's lots of extra things. Looking for the team. Yeah, brilliant. Broaden my knowledge about marketing. Yeah, maybe you need to learn about marketing as well as doing the marketing, especially if you're a youpreneur or a solopreneur. Right, so this is it, guys. You can now go and set up your own business. It looks like we've got get a groundbreaking idea, find out the customer needs, do some market research. I like that. When you're speaking, we often use things like some or a bit of, right? Instead of saying, well, entrepreneurs need to do market research, much more natural English, entrepreneurs need to do some market research. The some is so nice. So use that. Then you make a plan, choose your business model, and then look for, hopefully find, your investment capital money. Maybe you'll get a bank loan. Maybe you'll get an investor. You can then hire employees or create your team. Probably find a place, maybe get a place before you hire the employees, right? Otherwise, your employees turn up to work on the first day. I'm sorry, we don't have an office. You can work in the street. Oh, okay. Good job I bought my coat. So, employees. Find a place first, maybe. Employees, then open shop. Do some marketing or some advertising and sell your product. And then become a business tycoon. Ha, easy peasy, absolutely simple. Why do they say being an entrepreneur is so difficult? Did you know? I don't know the percentage, but I think a huge percent of entrepreneurs don't make it. They set up a business and then they close. We read about the successful stories, right? But behind every success, there are thousands of entrepreneurs who don't make it. It's very, very difficult. So the important thing is the language. You've got all the language we need here to talk about setting up a business. Right, good. What comes up after setting up a business? What's next on our little plan, our class plan? Entrepreneurs. Well, we talked a bit about entrepreneurs, right? But let's talk about, wait a minute. Yeah, we're going to talk about entrepreneurs. But before we talk about entrepreneurs, I'm going to take a glass of water and a little break because I want to share something with you. Okay, the library. I don't know if you know the library, but on my website there is something called the library. And let me show you what it is, just in case you haven't been there. I've seen lots of people have signed up to it and it's great. But let me show you. If you go to the Keith Speaking Academy, if you remember that place, if you go to the free live lessons, which you probably will to get your PDF, there's a little notice here about joining the library.
Hello, it's Keith from the Keith Speaking Academy. I guess you're here to download the PDF.
Anyway, in addition, the library, right, is a source of pronunciation files, visualizations, and ebooks. Basically, it's extra material to help you learn English. So I've done pronunciation files of the notes. So the PDF of the live lesson, it has like a 15-minute pronunciation file to help you pronounce all the words and practice the chunks and collocations and the idioms so you can use them more effectively. If you click on the join now, you'll just see it tells you more about the library. You get pronunciation files, visualizations, and an ebook. Visualizations is a kind of meditation where you can relax and learn English at the same time. I've just put in a new visualization the other day, but here are the pronunciation files at the moment. I'm adding new ones as well, and the visualizations. And it's basically it's $3. It's $3.63 if you're in Europe, but it's $3 to join. And I just wanted to share it with you that I'm putting in some new materials, some more pronunciation files, and so the price is going up a little bit. I mean, $3, it's not very much, right? But it's just going up a little bit tomorrow. So if you want to join, I suggest you join today because it's cheaper. Tomorrow, it'll be more expensive. But once you join, it's a one-time payment and you get lifetime access, including any updates. So even though I put in new materials next week or next month, you always get all the new stuff once you've paid one time forever. So my suggestion was just to say, go if you're interested, if it can help you, pronunciation files, visualizations, it's fun, it's useful, I think, go and join. Do it before tomorrow because it will go up tomorrow as I add more things. That's the first thing. The other thing was to tell you about a new project. Now, if you're in the Facebook group, you'll have noticed I was asking people about the project. I'm setting up a new course. It's a new 8-week course that will be starting soon. I'm still creating it, but what I've decided to do is, in addition to my existing course, IELTS Speaking Success Get a Band 7+, which is a self-access course, right? I wanted to set up a course with guided learning. So in this course, I will be going with you week by week through the course. So each week we will be in touch with each other. There'll be live lessons. There'll be a private community and forum where you can contact me and ask me questions week by week. And we look at the materials together over the 8 weeks. You do all the work, of course. You have to study, but I guide you. And this is a big, big difference. It's different from the course at the moment, because the course at the moment, you sign up, you study in your own time, at your own pace. That's great. Very, very convenient. But some people like a guided learning. They like a study plan. They want to know what they're going to do every day or every week. So this course is about that. It's about me and you together going through the course over 8 weeks. It's a premium course. So this is, I'm developing at the moment based on your ideas and feedback. Thank you so much, all of you, for that. And I hope it can happen in November and December for the first time. That's the plan. I say a premium course because basically I want to offer learning for everyone, right? So I think I want everybody to have access to high quality materials. So I've got the website with lots of ideas and resources. You've got the YouTube videos, which there are, I don't know, over 100 videos you can access for free. The live lessons you can access for free here, right? Every Thursday at the moment. I've got the Facebook group, which is free. The library, which is very, very cheap, I think, $3, which is materials for people to help study. The self-access course, which I also think is relatively cheap to give you lots of information to study. This course is going to be more expensive. It's going to be a premium course because I will be with you throughout the course. So some people were asking, how much does it cost? I don't know, but it's premium, so it will be a bit more expensive. But because it's a whole new experience, and I think it will be very valuable for a lot of students. So the idea for me is to offer opportunities for everybody at different levels. Okay. Right, that's me talking and talking and talking. That was it, the course, the new project. Let's see, there may be a question. Sir, please provide online material. Go to the website, Keith Speaking Academy. It's all there, lots of it. Can someone put the link for the library? Yes, moderators, could you throw that in? That would be great. I haven't a PayPal account. For paying for the courses, either PayPal or an international credit card, so a Visa or a MasterCard. At the moment, those are the only way I can take payment. Yeah. Sir, can you say a language that you know? Basil? Yes, French, Spanish, Chinese, and a little bit of English. Okay. Let's get back to the lesson. Yes, Zaor, let's get back to the lesson. Totally agree. Let's do it. So, entrepreneurs. Let's move on. I've got a quick question for you about entrepreneurs, and that is the following. Which entrepreneur, it's a difficult word, right? Entrepreneur, do you look up to? So to look up to, and you should know this, if you watched my video last week on Saturday about phrasal verbs, we talked about look up to. Which entrepreneur do you look up to? Do you admire, and why? For example, well, I look up to Steve Jobs in some respects because I thought he was a creative genius. Although, that said, the way he treated people wasn't great, but he was an amazing entrepreneur, for example. What about you guys? I'd love to hear about which entrepreneurs you like. Give me a message. I do know Zhongwen, yes. Paula says, I look up to my mum's cooking skill. That's great English, but is your mum an entrepreneur? Or maybe she is. Maybe she runs her own business, right? Her own restaurant. I don't know. Maybe. Cass talks about Elon Musk. Jeff Bezos. Right. Guys, tell me why. Sheryl Sandberg. Yeah, Facebook. COO, I think, if I remember rightly. I look up to you, Mr. Keith. Thank you very much. Very kind. Any others? I look up to my dad. Okay. Remember, we're focusing on entrepreneurs. And again, maybe your dad as well. Great. Next level English. Thank you very much. So, Jeff Bezos. Ricardo, on the top of my head. I picked this one, Ricardo. I know you're talking about your father, and I'm guessing he's an entrepreneur, but it's not on the top of my head. It's off the top of my head, right? Not on, but off the top of my head. If you do that action, off the top of my head, that'll help you remember. Off the top of my head. You can do that in the IELTS speaking test. Well, off the top of my head, I would say I look up to my father. Why? Other business people. Right. I look up to Elon Musk because I'm interested in astronomy. Great. Good. Artyom says, I look up to Mark Zuckerberg. He transferred the social life into the virtual world. Right. He transferred our social life into the virtual world. Yes. Good. Good. Nice. Yes, Mohammed, he is an entrepreneur, yes. Jack Ma, good. Tell me more. I look up to, right, Irfan Alam Khan, chairman of the Saman Foundation. Great, good. Tell me more. I look up to Bang Si-hyuk from Hybe Labels. Brilliant, good. Tell me more. Razia, I look up Bill Gates. You don't look up Bill Gates. Look up is to find him in the dictionary. So be careful, right? It's a very good point, and this will help everybody, Razia, because the difference between look up and look up to is very important. I look up Bill Gates in the dictionary, but I look up to Bill Gates, with an S, because he is a great philanthropist and funds many scientific projects. Yes, he is. You're right. Great. Who else? Yosra, I look up to Tony Robbins. I'm recently becoming more and more interested with self-development books and their positive impact on people's lives. Very interesting, yeah. Tony Robbins is one of the leaders of the self-development world, right? Yes. So self-development books, we would call them. Self-development. Nice, Yosra. Good. My mum was a businesswoman and I really look up to her. Fantastic. Great. Ashes, Steve Jobs as well. Good. Sen Long talks about Jack Ma, who is a Chinese business magnate, investor and philanthropist. If you can say that, I would be impressed. Philanthropist. That's probably three of the most difficult sounds in English, right? Wait. Phil. How do we do that? Let's split it up. Philan. That's easy. Philanthropist. Philanthropist. It's like you're doing a gym in your mouth. Philanthropist. Can you say that? Philanthropist. Say it slowly. Philanthropist. Nice, great. It's such a valuable word because so many entrepreneurs are philanthropists, like Bill Gates, Jack Ma, loads of them. He's the co-founder, of course, of the Alibaba Group. That's absolutely right. Great, lovely, nice. Any more? Yeah, we've got Ratan Tata because he always gives back to the community. Lovely, very nice. Sumi says, I look up to my mother who runs her own homemade food delivery business. Lovely, homemade food delivery business. Brilliant, good luck to her. Nice. Bill Gates, because he is helping people. Sorry, Keith, Elon Musk. Elon Musk? Who's Elon Musk? Is that Elon Musk's brother? I'm making fun, sorry. Take me back. Let me put it in to help you. Elon Musk is my idol. I think he's great. I always look up to his big imagination. Lovely. Thank you, Paula, so much. That's great. Okay, I'm going to move on, right? We're talking about looking up to entrepreneurs. What about what we can learn from great entrepreneurs? Now, if you want to learn more about entrepreneurs and learn from them, well, what can we learn from them? We can learn how to be creative. We can learn how to help people and maybe give money like a philanthropist. We can learn how to run a team. We can learn how to build a business. Maybe sometimes we can learn how not to run a team, maybe, in Steve Jobs' case. We can learn a lot from great entrepreneurs. I'm going to share this website with you. And again, if Sarah and Paula, if you could share these in the groups, the Facebook group and the YouTube chat box. I'm just going to show you this because I thought this was a really interesting website, right? Talking about entrepreneurs, it's a really nice blog, let me say. It's called Blogger Passion. It's all about how to start a blog. And I was just impressed with the blog and the content. But it's talking about 20 most famous entrepreneurs and what to learn from them. I like this saying here from Reid Hoffman. An entrepreneur is someone who jumps off a cliff and builds a plane on the way down. That is so cool. I like that. So it talks about entrepreneurs, and then here we go. We've got different entrepreneurs who you could find information about. Maybe Steve Jobs. We've talked about Steve Jobs. Let's have a look at Steve Jobs. And it has a picture. It tells you who he is. He was the chairman and co-founder. So he was the co-founder of Apple. Quote, "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." That's a quote. His idea: if there's only one lesson you can learn from Steve Jobs, it is put a dent in the universe. Interesting. And it goes on to tell you about who is Steve Jobs, right? We've got words like chairman, CEO over here, co-founder, other words, right? Useful words to know. Majority stakeholder, there you go, another useful expression. Here's a famous quote: "Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life." It's great. I mean, you can read this in your own time. What can we learn from Steve Jobs? Put a dent in the universe, which basically, well, it says here, is leave your own mark. So impact the lives of other people. Put a dent in the universe. It's interesting, right? If you go through this blog, you'll find the same for different people. Ratish, you'll find information about him, about who he is, what he said, and what you can learn. He said, find the right mentor. Very good advice. You've got Vijay Shikashama, right? Who's one of the, it's the PayTM system, the payment system. And gives him a quote. And he said, what can you learn? Look for the opportunities, and gives you more information. Elon Musk, there you go. We've talked about him today. What can we learn from Elon Musk? Take risks. Down here, take risks. He's famous for taking risks. It's a really nice website. I would go and check it out. Lots of information. This page in particular about, it's got a little top button, famous entrepreneurs and what we can learn from them. I recommend it not only because it's a beautiful website, but because of the language you can learn to talk about entrepreneurs, right? So blogger's passion. Guys, if you can share the links, that would be great. You can also find this when we go back to my notes, when I make the PDF of my notes here. I'll put this on my website. You can go and download it. Go and check out these links, some really nice resources for you to check out. Great. Any comments? Anne says, we can get their experiences from their journey to success, what difficulties they had met and how they overcame them. Yeah, fantastic. Nice. I'm just going to make a small change, but overcame them. Lovely, Anne. Very, very nice. Lovely English as well. Very good. Good. Tam says we can learn from their perseverance in order to stay motivated. On top of that, we can know how to have a good sense of leadership and acumen. Wow. Wow, there's some nice English. There's some very nice English. Love it. Well done. Okay. Thank you very much for all of that, guys. Some really good comments. Right, so what's next? We've talked about entrepreneurs. After entrepreneurs, questions for leaders. Now, I'm just looking at the time. Okay, I'm going to go through this quite quickly and then go into the toolbox. Questions for leaders. I was just doing some research on leadership and found some very interesting sites talking about the kinds of questions leaders should ask their staff. Because the idea of the entrepreneur, like Steve Jobs and Elon Musk, is being the creative visionary, leading everybody, saying, follow me, do this, do that. And often we think they don't ask questions, right? But in fact, some of the best leaders and entrepreneurs are the ones who ask great questions. Somebody said, and it may be Tony Robbins, maybe, he said, if you want good answers, ask a good question. And it's very hard to ask a good question. So finding the right question, right? Great questions give great answers. So I discovered a nice website, and it's interesting. It talked about great questions, 4 questions that leaders should ask their employees. Now, if you are a leader or an employee, you can share your ideas. If you're an employee, you can share what you think your boss should be asking you. What do you think your leader should be asking you? Right? Great questions that leaders should be asking. Sarah, great, you've just shared the link. I'm just going to share these ideas here, right? Great questions should be asking their employees, how can I help you? Wow, what a great question. Because they say the definition of good leadership and management is getting things done through people. You want people to do things for you. How can I help you? Great question, right? Instead of do that, do this, how can I help you so you can help me better? Number 2 is what do you think? Again, we often have the idea that the leader has the idea and tells people. But what a great question, right? We've got this problem. What do you think? And get the ideas from the employees. Nice. What do you think? Another great question, what have you learned today? Because the employees on the front line often learn the most important information. They often know what the customer's thinking. They often know what's happening in the market that the leader cannot see. What have you learned today? And similarly, maybe, how can we better serve our customers? Because the employees often have so much knowledge and experience that the leader may not see, because the leader is like, big picture, and the staff will see a lot of details. So those are 4 very, very interesting questions, right? Yeah, I mean, in a similar vein, Seng says this, could you share me your brilliant idea for this project? I love that. The fact that you say brilliant as well is really nice. Great question. Mobina, what is your main goal in your job? in your job. I laugh because gob is a slang word in Britain for mouth. The gob is the mouth. But I know you mean job, right? That's fine, absolutely fine. Good question, very good question. Other questions? I saw a couple of before. Yeah, what's your opinion, right? What do you think? Nice question. Other ones? Good speed. Is there any room for improvement? Always pushing people, right, to do better. Paula says, how you spend your day? I want to ask this because they are the efficient ones on earth. Oh, but that's a question for the leader, right? I think. Yes. Okay, good. So I think these are interesting questions that leaders can ask. If you want to find out more, there's a great article on the Forbes magazine. Again, the guys have just sent the link to you. They'll share it with you. You can have a look. But Forbes is a great business magazine. There's an article here, 4 questions every leader should ask their team. And it goes into a lot more detail and some really nice language. This can really help your reading and also help your vocabulary. If you can get past the pop-ups. There are so many pop-ups on websites. Why? I know, because that's their business model. I know. So you can go and check that out. I'm going to move on swiftly to another quick activity. And this one actually is, it's this one. Toolbox. So Toolbox is where I'm just going to share with you a tool to help you learn English. It's actually a tool that I found on the internet, of course. It's actually a website. A lot of students have been asking me about listening skills. How can I improve my listening skills? What should I be listening to? It is hard to find good listening material apart from films, podcasts, TV series, YouTube. I mean, all of that, the kind of the authentic listening material is good, but actually good study listening material is not always easy to find until now. There are different places you can go, but I liked this website, right? And this website is called Listen a Minute. If I can bring it up, it's gone off. I'll make it smaller. So this is called English listening lesson on listenaminute.com, right? And basically they have lesson. This is one on art. So what you get in the lesson on art is you can do a quiz, and then you check your answers by listening. You can then, so you can listen to the article, you can listen to what they've got.
Listenaminute.com.
Listen a minute.
I'm
So you can listen and then you can read. So you can also connect the sound and the words. But then there are activities. There's a gap fill. So you can listen and then fill in the gaps. You can look at advertisements. You can then listen and do a correct the spelling. I'm a great art Orly. No. So lover, right? So this is really engaging your brain to change the spellings. Lover, correct the spelling. Or there are words in the wrong order and you have to put them in the right order. There are activities for teachers. If you are a teacher, you can take these and do them. You can do a writing activity as well. They've got homework, extra things you can do. It's just such a nice, I like the fact that you've got audio, reading and engagement. Those are the key things, right? You can also get the PDF or the Word, you can do the quiz. Let's go to the main page, listen a minute, and you can see all the different stuff on there. Lots of different topics. Why is it so slow? Come on, my friend. Why is it so slow? Listenaminute.com. Let's try again. Look at this, right? Alphabetically, look at the topics. I mean, there's absolutely everything and anything that you may want to be listening to here. Dancing, cameras, energy, fishing, flowers. So if you want to, you can find a topic you're interested in, you can go in and you can just listen, you can read, and then you can engage with that activity. Now, what's not great, I think this is my internet connection. I don't think it's a problem with the site. It's probably internet connection. But listen, it's called Listen. It's called Listen. It's called Listen a Minute. And you can go and check it out. Listenaminute.com. Lots of great listening activities on different topics, etc., etc. Nice. Okay. Let me move on. We're going to move on to our last, almost our last activity. Almost, but not quite. And what's almost the last activity? It's not questions for leaders. It was this one. Oh, would you believe it? It's not the toolbox, because we've done the toolbox. It's idioms. Like, let's come back to the drawing board. So somebody asked me early about the drawing board. Let's come back to that and discuss it. Okay, so I'm going to talk about idioms to talk about business people. Let me start, and feel free, guys, as we're doing this, feel free to share your ideas as well. Come up with an idea. So we talked about entrepreneurs need to have groundbreaking ideas. Come up with, right, is to create an idea. come up with. It's a phrasal verb, but it's very, very simple. To build a company from the ground up. And we use this especially about creating a company, establishing a company from the ground up. Normally, it's used about making a building, right? When you build a building, you start on the ground and you go up. That's the literal meaning. But when we talk idiomatically, it just means to create a building, create a company from nothing and make it bigger, right? To build a company from the ground up. So to create a company from the beginning, let's say, and make it bigger. To build a company from the ground up. Classic example, Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook from the ground up, right? He started in his university dorm, locked himself in his room for a month, and he created Facebook. So he built that company from the ground up. Another nice expression, because business people, not only, but in particular, they get experience under your belt. So if you say, I have experience under my belt, your belt is to keep your trousers up, right? To have experience under your belt means just you have experience in your life. Doesn't really mean anything. It just means I have a lot of experience. In my life. Well, of course it's in your life. It has to be in your life. So just to say I have a lot of experience, you can say, yes, I've got experience. I have experience under my belt. Or if you do this, you can get experience under your belt. A lot of people, when they leave university, right? Whoops. When you leave university, you're looking for a job. You may be offered a job that you're not really interested in, right? And you think, well, this job doesn't pay well. It's not really what I want to do, but it might be a good idea to do it for 6 months to get experience under your belt. If you can get experience under your belt, it's going to be easier to get the next job, right? So get some experience under your belt. Get some experience. It's just under your belt is a nice idiomatic expression there, right? Get some experience under your belt. It's always with experience. Next, we've got to see the bigger picture, of course, which is we talk about the importance of the leader to have a vision. To see the bigger picture is to be able to see the bigger picture. Is to see the bigger strategy, right? And the impact of your actions on this bigger strategy. So it's really to understand the big strategy of something, not focus on the details. The entrepreneur shouldn't focus too much on the details. They have to understand the big strategy. They need to see the bigger picture, or to look at the bigger picture. To see or to look at. We can say both there. Okay, so it's a nice expression. For example, Bill Gates is very good at seeing the bigger picture. That's a simple example. And finally, to go back to the drawing board. Okay, so to go back to the drawing board is when you begin a project, you try to do something and it doesn't work. And then you go back to begin again, right? So it's to try and then to begin again from the beginning. To go back to the drawing board. The idea is from, I think, from the architect and the designer, who when they begin something, they come to the drawing board and they make their drawings. Like Leonardo da Vinci, who was making his drawings, he would have a drawing board. And especially when an inventor tries something, it doesn't work, go back to the drawing board. It's idiomatic because, of course, you don't need to draw. You don't need a drawing board. It just means you go back, start thinking again, and begin again to build something. To try something and begin again. Normally to build something, normally around, so we're talking about a company or a project, a product maybe an idea, company. Yeah, to go back to the drawing board. Right, I'm sure there are lots of other idioms that will come to mind. Let me just check in with you. Hey, what's happened? Oh no. No, come back. Let me just check in. Naja, if we lose our business, we can go back to the drawing board and start afresh. So start newly, start again, start afresh. I'll say not quite newly, start afresh, I think is a better expression. Start afresh. Start again or start afresh. Nice. Please scroll up. Back to basics. Right, good. Hey, I'm very happy I've just got 6.5 overall. Hooray! Well done. Well done to you. That's great. Okay, so those are some idioms that you can look at and you can use to talk about business. Well, especially business people and entrepreneurs, right? Okie dokie. What's coming up? We're going to finish up the last activity. I'm just going to make sure that you're all awake because I realise this has been quite a long class. Although some of you are coming in and going out, that's fine. We're going to do a quick review on Kahoot. Kahoot is a game where we play. It's like a multiple choice. You have to choose 1, 2, 3 or 4 and choose the correct answer to test if you have been paying attention. Now, I just hope that my internet connection is good enough to do this. It should be. Now, to play Kahoot, you need to go to this website, kahoot.it. So stay with me here, but if you can, on a different browser tab or a mobile phone, go into Kahoot, and that's where you can play the game. I will give you a PIN number, so you're going to have to put in your name and put in the PIN number. And I keep doing that because I've got the other monitor over here and I'm just checking the how to play the game. So Kahoot, go in there and we can start playing in a moment. Don't worry if you can't get into Kahoot, you can just put your answer in the comment chat box and we can do it that way. It's absolutely fine. Okay, good. Let me just get the pin and we will begin. Okay, here's the pin. 1593875. So put in your name and then the pin 1593875. Moderators, Paula and Absara, if you could put the pin in the chat, that would be great. Oh, some nice idioms I've just seen people sharing. To go belly up. Yeah, can't see the wood for the trees. Nice, good expressions. Back to square one. Good. I'll make a note of these and try and add them. Yosra says, Keith, your teaching methodology is the best thing since sliced bread. That's a great expression. Okay, sip of water and we'll get going. Right, I think it's about time. We've got lots of people in, so let's start. Business people. I'll read you the question as well. I blank my business back in 2002. Find, fund, found, founded. I blank my business back in 2002. Find, fund, found, founded. Put in your answer. You've got 30 seconds. There's a problem with the sound. Oh dear.
Okay, I think I've sorted out the sound. I hope so. Well, look at that. Oh dear. 68 of you went for found. Now, the problem is, right, back in 2002 is in the past. So the verb is to found and the past is founded. I founded my business. I think what you're confusing is the verb find in the past is found, but the verb here is not to find a business, it's to found my business. So founded, right, was the answer. Well done to the 64, but that clearly is a tricky question. Whoa, you Miko, you're up at the top. Well done, you. Dwong is second and Niederband 7, don't we all, is in third place. Great. Let's move on. A rich and influential business person is a typhoon, tycoon, typhoid, Tyson. Here we go. Susie, well done. Wow, that's much better. Look at that. 123 got tycoon. A few people were going for the typhoon. Maybe that's the guys over in Hong Kong where you get typhoons a lot of the time. I'm just joking. So, tycoon, right? That's another name for a rich and influential business person. Nice one. Let's check it out. Oh, Duong has moved up into first place, knocking Yumiki down into second. Need Band 7 is third. Sunny Bunny is in fourth. Excellent. Question number 3. To be a successful entrepreneur, you must be committed, commit, commitment, committee. So remember, you want an adjective. To be a successful entrepreneur, you must be what? Well done, Yosra. Finosin, well done. Margot Zanta, well done. Espresso 13, nice. Well done, all of you. Committed. So committed means dedicated, willing to work hard and to stick at it. So you must be committed. That's the adjective, right? Not commit, because that's the verb. Commitment is the noun, and a committee is a group of people. Wonderful. Let's see how we're doing on the leaderboard. How exciting. Whoa, Duong is still up there. Nida Band 7 has crept into second place, and Clara, out of the blue, is now in third. Yumiko, where have you gone? You've dropped off the board. And Mac Minecraft, Mac Minecraft, love the name, has gone up 46 places. Okay, guys, last question. Here we go. I've had this business for 5 years. I've got some experience under my hat, trousers, belt, shoes. Yeah, I've got some experience under my under my what? Duong, well done. Yunus, well done. Malia, well done. Jaspinder, nice. I am Elisa, be careful. Right. 143 people. That's brilliant. Well done. I'm very pleased. You've got experience under your belt. Very well done. It can be confusing, right? Why is it not hat? No, it's not. It's belt. Experience under my belt. Remember that one. Very good to talk about business. Right. Well, the moment of truth. Who is on the podium? Third place, Clara, well done. Second, Niederband 7, don't we all? And I'm guessing our friend from Vietnam. Yes, Duong from Vietnam, I'm guessing, just by the name. Well done, well done. Great, up there on the podium. Nice, very, very, very nice. Oh, excellent. Lovely. So, listen, that brings us towards, well, to the end. I mean, we've seen a lot today, right? We've had a lot of things going on. What we've done today, just to recap so you remember, is we've been looking at the world of business people. We've talked about setting up a business, how to set up a business, and the language around that. And the kind of the order of things, so you know how to talk about that. We've talked about entrepreneurs, describing them, what we can learn from them, lots of language and useful links. You can go later to the website, download the PDF and get all the links and build your language to talk about entrepreneurs. If you are a leader, you can learn some interesting questions. Remember, if you want a great answer, ask a great question. Brilliant. If it was Tony Robbins, thank you. Listen a Minute was the tool today. Check out Listen a Minute to improve your listening skills on a wide range of topics. Remember, IELTS Band 7 can have a news vocabulary on a wide range of topics. That's the key, right? Check it out. We've also got some useful idioms today. Idioms are quite difficult to use, but if you start using them, listening to them, practicing them, you will get better and better. And then, of course, it's always fun and games with Kahoot to see which people have been nodding off or who arrived late and who was not paying attention. But that's it. I'm going to finish up today. If you're interested in Facebook, then you can follow me on the Facebook page. It's at Keith Speaking Academy. If you want to come and join the group, please do. It's a Keith Mastermind community for IELTS. There's a lot going on there. If you're on YouTube, then please do what? Subscribe. Thank you. And come and join me. Turn on those notifications and find out about new videos coming up in the near future. If you haven't joined the library yet, do it today. Go and join the library, and you can do that on the website. Give me about 3 or 4 hours to update the website with the new PDF for today's lesson, and then you can go and download it. It's the Keith, no, it's not. It's keithspeakingacademy.com, right? That's the website, keithspeakingacademy.com. Just go to the free live lessons in about 3 or 4 hours, and then you will be able to get the latest link, so you can either watch it again, or you can study, or you can just download, right? Hello, it's all there. Hello. Autoplay, how annoying. You're here. And join the library. Come and join. Just click on here. If it's useful for you, if you want to practice more and more, it's all in the library. Go and check it out. As always, it has been lovely being here today with you. Thank you very much for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you next time. And in the meantime, keep studying. If you're taking your exam soon, good luck. Break a leg. I hope that if you need a band 7, you get a band 7, right? Take care, my friends, and I will speak to you very, very soon. All the best. Bye-bye. Sorry, that was very loud.